Hello there, Carpologists. I'm Joe.
And I'm Dan.
And today we're taking a look at these rods. Now these are the X4s from Fox, and last week or so I went to their trade show, very briefly saw their X3s, X4s and X5s. Now these are the mid-range ones which replace Horizon X's. This is your first time seeing them, so
it is, yes.
First impressions, straight off the bat.
Very nice. I like what they've done. They've gone totally against the grain here. In the last couple of years, everyone's been designing their rods to be a matte, dull finish. And yeah, Fox have gone against the grain, they've gone back to the old school and they've put a high gloss finish on them. So first impressions, really nice, really smart. I'm looking forward to having a few casts with them.
Yeah, well, the reason you're here as well is because I can't cast at the moment, but also talking cosmetically, some lovely little touches like the Fox orange whippings around the spigots and down by the rail seat. Little butt cap's got the Fox logo on, so they do look really sleek, and like you said, completely different to what a lot of people are doing with the matte black finish. It's something a little bit different, kind of almost a bit more old school.
Yeah,
kind of look, the way they've gone back for the
modern technology, but with an old school finish on top. So smart, very smart.
So before we start putting it through those paces, well, you start putting it through those paces, can you quickly talk us through some of the specs?
Yep, so the X4s benefit from a high modulus multi-directional carbon construction. They've got a full 2K weave wrap, and that results in a lightweight yet very crisp action. Moving on down the blank, they've got anti-tangle guides, a Fuji 18mm DPS reel seat, and like I said already, they've got a high gloss finish, which is something that nobody else seems to be doing at the moment, so that really stands out. They've got understated cosmetics with subtle light orange whippings just above the rings. And talking of ringing, the 10-foot models and the 12-foot 2 3/4 all come with a 40mm ringing pattern, and anything above the 12-foot 2 3/4 right up through to a 13-foot 3.5-pound test curve model all have a 50mm ringing pattern. There's two different builds available. You can have them with a standard abbreviated handle or a full slim cork if that's your preference.
So that's all the different options and specifications that come with these rods. The ones we've got with us today are the 12-foot 3.5-pound test curves with the abbreviated handle. Now before we get on to giving some casts and seeing how they feel, we did just try and test out the sort of play in action, or reenacting the play in action. What was your first impressions of that?
Again, really nice. You know, a lot of people probably relate a 12-foot 3.5-pound test curve rod to being fairly pokey and stiff, and you know, they've probably heard rumours about fish being bumped off under the tip, but these are really, really forgiving. You know, from the footage you're about to see, they do bend through to the butt section, and I think that's probably what's going to make them a really good all-round rod. The fact that they can chuck a lead a long way, yet they're really forgiving under the tip, so you can't really ask for much more than that.
So let's put that statement to the test, see how well these do cast as well. Yep.
So as you've just seen, I've had several casts with the rod now, and I am very impressed. They are really, really responsive, very crisp. Joe's going to get onto the pricing in just a moment, but what I will say on the pricing side of things is that if you've got £200 or less to spend on a rod and you're getting a 12-foot 3.5, you'll normally get something that's a little bit spongy, a little bit soft, which doesn't aid with accuracy at all. But these ones are really, really crisp and responsive. As you've already seen, they've got a great playing action on them, but they've got a very good backbone for chucking a lead a really long way. So Joe will run us through some prices.
And all of that coming from a rod snob, may I add. So the prices vary depending on what you go for. You've got the 10-foot options all the way up to the 13-foot options as well, and different handles. So you've got the slim cork or the abbreviated. Prices range from $149.99 RRP for the 10-foot all the way up to $199.99 RRP for the 13-foot 3.5. And there's also two spot and marker rods available in the range. So if you want to get a set of 3 rods and a spot and marker, you can stay on complete brand of the X4s. And price range, going by his word on how they perform, you really can't go wrong. So for more information, please visit the Fox website. Cheers for watching, and we will see you again soon.